criminal. Everybody know me, they say that she go. Lipstick liner, lashes for celebrities. And if she looking good, then you say she be. Oh, you think you know me? Probably Instagram. Reposting my picture saying you're a fan. No need for a filter, cause my beat is ill. Have you looking good? Man, if looks could kill.
Hey guys, Tatiana Ward here. Okay, let me just start this by saying I literally hate this makeup that I did. It doesn't happen too often that I look at it at the end and I'm like, ew. Actually, it never happens. Or it hasn't happened in like years, but this is that time. The lipstick that I put on in the end is even worse. Like if you could, I took it off. It's the color combination that I'm just like, okay, where was I going? And I try to often use things like within the same palette, especially with a complicated look like this, so that you guys can see that you don't have to buy 50,000 products. But this one just kind of went left. I use this palette. I'm not sure who Mavycorn is. BH sent it to me. Guess he cultivated it. And it's got some beautiful colors in it. And the pigmentation of them is like beautiful. But where I went wrong is this part. The execution is nice, but the color combination is horrible. But that still doesn't mean that there's not things to learn here. I want you to stay tuned and watch anyway, and then you can switch out certain colors. Yeah, so stay tuned. Layering on some of my primer. MAC Soft Ochre. This is MAC Soft. This is MAC Soft Ochre. MAC Soft. This is MAC Soft Ochre. Oh my God. Like I haven't said it 50 million times. The fact that I just said Soph so many times makes me think I need to call my sister because her name is Sophia and I call her Soph. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's thinking of me. Soft Ochre. I'm going to take our Marvin Magnificent palette. Using a MAC 223, I'm going to go into the black. This is a really tiny brush. Keeping my eye open, I could just see right there where the hollow of my eye is. So I want to start out this way because I don't want it so dark on the inside of the eye. So there's that. Then I'm going to go into Savage, which is this dark brown. Using the same brush, I'm going to use that to go in, following the hollow of my eye, and then merge the two in the center. That is going to be the guideline that I follow for my cut crease. Taking a MAC 221, I'm going to use this green color called Mona. That is going to be the first color I put down, and I'm working that all the way up, basically into my eyebrow. Rocking that back and forth. You know, I really like BH's colors, especially because they're so pigmented. Like, do you see the color deposit that we just got off of that? And I only dipped my brush in twice. Next color will be this purple. Taking a Sigma E30, I'm going to place that, layering it over top of the green, carrying it upwards. So now we're starting to get some depth. I'm going to pick up the brush that my blue was on, not adding anything to it, just relying on whatever is already on the brush and beginning to merge the two colors together. Now if I see fit, which I do, I can dip a little bit into our greenish blue, add a little bit more, taking my pencil brush, adding a little bit more purple. This is just a process of tweaking it, getting my colors where I want them to be, merging the way that I want them to making sure that they're pronounced the way that I want them to be. And I'm holding both pencils, like switching them off as I go along. I'm gonna pick up the tiny brush that we initially made the crease with. Putting a little bit more black, I'm gonna add to our line just to better define it and make sure that it is as black as I want it to be. I'll turn that brush on its side just to get a little bit more high up with the black. Tweak. I say that all the time, but it's really true. You just got to keep picking up brushes, putting down brushes, adding a little bit more as you go along. Make sure that you have a good idea of where your placement is. I feel like I'm going to have an even result now. That same primer that I initially used to prime the lid, I'm going to take an angled brush from MAC. This is a 221. And begin to go up against my edge. I'm doing the exact same thing that you do with your eyebrows with concealer. Just cleaning an edge for myself. Not going to worry too much about the tail end because that's going to be blackened out anyway. Being so very careful, I'm now going to take my black and just really make sure that it can still be seen, really being careful not to go over that edge that we've already created. Okay, I'm not sure if the three in the center are supposed to be eyeshadows or highlights. I don't know, but I'm using it as an eyeshadow. The one right there in the center called Living the Life. Spreading that from my inner eye. Being careful not to overlap. I don't want to get into that black line I created. Now I want to take this pink. That is called Tongue Pop. Putting it right in the center. Overlapping. Making sure to go right up against our edge. Just kind of running over it with my finger to make sure that it's merged. Okay, and I'm going to use the black again. Once again with my finger. Packing it on. Want to make sure it's really pronounced. I can take my tiny little 223 and make sure it's kind of fanning out at the places where it meets the pink. Going back over it. It's merged well enough. Now I just have to make sure that the darkest areas that I want dark are dark. I feel like I lost a little bit of my purple on the end, so I'm going to add some more. Okay, the first glitter that I'm going to use is just a silvery kind of glitter from LA Splash. I'm just now realizing the name has rubbed off the bottom, so I'll have to figure that out. But just a chunky silver glitter. I'm going to use LA Splash's Till Midnight Elixir. It's like this. Then I'm going to use this from LA Splash as well. This is called Flamingo. I'm going to put the silver on kind of halfway and then stop it. Then I'm going to dry it and then I'm going to put the Flamingo over the silver and the pink. I have to describe this to you because I can't stop while I'm doing it. The adhesive dries really quickly, so I like to spread that all over, and then you got to have your glitter set up. Like, my glitter is open. My brushes that I'm going to use are right there because I have to keep my eye closed in order for it to dry properly. So you just have to set yourself up so you're not fumbling for stuff and trying to open stuff and all that. Okay, I'm patting my Till Midnight Elixir. Not rubbing, but patting. Taking a pencil brush, I'm going to start to add my glitter. No particular reason that I'm using this pencil brush. I just had it laying out. Like I said, putting that on the first half of the eye. Now I'm going to start to add the pink Flamingo. Adding it over top of our silver and carrying it over. I didn't have a glitter that I felt was like gold enough, so that's why I had to use this silver. And that's why I'm going over top of it with the Flamingo, because the Flamingo kind of has some gold undertones to it, and it can calm it down and not make it look so silvery. Got a good coat of that on. Just gonna fan it off until I feel like it's dry. Not opening my eye, because as soon as I open my eye, the glitter will begin to gather in the creases of my eye if I don't give it the adhesive a chance to dry. Okay, I'm gonna take a little tape, clean up some of that glitter fallout. Okay, now I can take a wet wipe and begin to clean up any fallout. Also create an edge for myself. So in my last video, I showed you guys the combination of the Lancome Tint Idol foundation stuff. I told you that the color that they sent me was way too dark and I had to mix it with a cream that was considerably lighter in order to balance it out. Well, I honestly didn't think I had that much of a balance going. I thought that I was probably a little too noticeably dark, but then I saw it on camera and I was like, oh my God, it looks like I have the friggin' perfect tan. So for my very lacking melanin, it worked out lovely. A few days prior to making that video, I tried out this. This is a shimmer that they sent me, and I tried it in a more gold color. It's the Custom Highlight Drops. I tried it on my legs as a shimmer, just like rubbing it on like lotion. Oh my gosh, it was so pretty. Not only did it tan my legs, but it was like a dry moisture. You know how sometimes you get those creams that make the skin look shimmery, but it also is like heavy and you feel like when you sit down on leather, it's gonna leave an imprint? This stuff was not like that. It was so dry. So, and also like I slept in my sheets with the crap on and it did not stain my sheets. Like it didn't even come off. So this is a new fave. I just want to try to put a little bit on my skin just to see what'll happen. This isn't the color that I put on my legs. It's a much lighter color because I'm not trying to like tan myself. I already did that with the foundation. Just like I thought it would be super pretty. Nice little shine. Really, you should mix the foundation with this prior to putting it on, but I'd already had the foundation on, so this is how we're going to do it. I think because it's not sticky, it's harder to spread, but I don't mind that. Shoot, I would rather it stay on, especially other body parts than, you know, my face, because it's not like you're rubbing your face up against stuff, but your arms and your legs, you are, obviously, if you're hugging people or sitting on something. So I'm not mad that it's hard to spread because that means it's hard to spread. Okay, and just like I showed you the last time, I'm taking that cream, taking a concealer brush, and I'm going to use that as my highlight. Just take it and rub it on down here. It's really just that inner corner that I can't get to and I need to use the brush for. Once I begin to blend it, you can see how what was once too dark starts to balance. It is a makeup moustache. Bonjour. What kind of superhero is this? I'm going to set this foundation and highlight, blend it out a little bit more under the eyes, and I'll be right back. All right, so I finished one eye after I set myself just so I would know where I was going with this whole thing. What I do need to do, though, that I haven't done is contour with a powder. I'm going to use NARS. This has become one of my favorites. I want to take a little bit of that lighter color and just put it on the outside here. Just to make sure that my highlight's blending into my contour. Then I can go into the darker color and just put it in the hollow of my cheek. That's it. That's enough. Okay, so for the bottom of the eye, what I did is I took this purple here, our second color that we put down, called the Bahamas, pencil brush, ran it all along that lower lash line. Carried it down pretty far too. Then I took a black from Urban Decay, lined the inside of my eye with that. Now I'm going to take Alkaline from Urban Decay. Not going into the eye, but just making some depth against my hairline. I'm going to go into my inner eye. with that black up top just to make sure my lash is going to blend into it. And I'm going to take that purple, just lining the eye with it. I'm struggling between what kind of lip to do, subtle or dramatic. My first inclination is to do pink, like bright pink, but pink makes my teeth look so yellow, but I really kind of just want to do it. So, why not? Exactly what I wanted. Yep, that's what I was going for. I'll just try not to make my teeth too visible. This is a pencil from MAC called Royally Flushed. It's from their Lip Tensity lip pencil line. Okay guys, that's our look. Please do not forget, if you are in the Orlando area, that I'm coming to teach a live class next month. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you have not already, and follow me on all of my social media networks. The links are below this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you right back here soon.